Ailey II, known as the next generation of dance, is coming to Trinidad and Tobago for one night only on Tuesday, August 26, 2025, with two unforgettable performances at Queen's Hall at 4 p.m, the matinee, and at 8 p.m, the gala. Joining us this morning in studio to share more is Alette Liz Williams, President of the National Dance Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and no stranger to the Now Morning Show, Wendy Fitzwilliam, Miss Universe 1998, and of course, patron of this beautiful event, and via Zoom, Marisa Benain, founder and artistic director of Plié for the Arts. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Natasha.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to have all three of you with us this morning. Okay, so let's start with you this morning, Wendy. Just walk us through being the patron of this event and what it entails and what people could look forward to.
Well, the opportunity came when I met with Marisa at the Hilton here a few months ago. And once she explained to me what Plié was about, I have always enjoyed Ailey, so that part of it was a no-brainer, right? But the opportunity to share, a world-renowned ballet, or rather dance company, with Trinidad and Tobago, the opportunity for our young dancers to not only be exposed to Ailey, but to actually do a workshop with Ailey, the possibility of maybe doing a stint training with them at home, their home in New York. I jumped at the opportunity, and being patron really means being very supportive, showing up and doing media and getting our people out to the event, and once they are at the event, ensuring that they have a great time, giving Marisa the support she needs.
Now, as we mentioned, Marisa, good morning again and welcome. Now, we know that Trinidad and Tobago is a special choice for this leg of the tour. Why is that?
Well, I came to Trinidad when I was a little older, as the head of Jamaica's delegation to CARIFESTA. And I love the opening ceremony. I think it's one of the best CARIFESTA opening ceremonies that I've seen, or researched rather. And I love the theater facilities that you have in Trinidad. So from then, I wanted to have a production in Trinidad. So Plié started in 2016. So we have these international galas in Jamaica, and I met, Arlene and I became friends during CARIFESTA. When the possibility came up, I said to her, this is what I want to happen, and she jumped on it very quickly. And then she introduced me to Alette, and Alette jumped on it very quickly. And then a mutual friend of Wendy and I told me, she said, Wendy would be a very good patron for this. I sent an email. I came to Trinidad because, face-to-face works. And I told her what my vision was. And I was very impressed with how appreciative she was of what I wanted to happen and what I wanted to happen in the region. So it was always Trinidad and Jamaica. And then, of course, Barbados got into the mix, but Trinidad has always been on my radar, and I'm hoping that this is a long-standing partnership that we're developing. Whatever we do in Jamaica, I would really like to happen in Trinidad. There's lots of talent in the region. There's lots of talent in Trinidad, and if you know anything about the performing arts and some Trinidadians, you have Trinidadians on Broadway. In every iteration of The Lion King, I think there's a Trinidadian as well as a Jamaican. So it's a no-brainer for us to kind of, create a real ecosystem where we create routes of progression for young performers who really want to take this seriously and make a living from it, and not do the route that I did, where, I had to go all sorts of school. And not necessarily study dance formally, but dance is really my passion. That is what makes me smile. So doing Plié is really a passion project.
And we can see the passion on your face. We can hear it in your voice. And we can see all smiles in the studio. Everybody is definitely on that same wavelength of joy, but also putting that love into the community and the arts, which is so important. Alette, this is a major partnership, right? With the Plié for the Arts, Alvin Ailey happening. How would you say this is going to transform the National Dance Association of Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, you know, for those who don't know and for those who do know, the National Dance Association of Trinidad and Tobago is the governing body for dance and all dance genres in Trinidad and Tobago, incorporated by an act of parliament. And this partnership signals to us that entities across the Caribbean and soon across the world would recognize us as the official governing body, and we are really appreciative of the fact that that connection was made. And Marisa came to me as the president, and I introduced the association to her, and we've been collaborating since. And what it also signals to our membership is that we are very intentional about making sure that we live up to our mandate and execute it for the better of dance in Trinidad and Tobago, for the dancers in Trinidad and Tobago, and for the opportunities that they can get both here on our shores, but also beyond, and giving them the opportunity to be recognized, to interact intimately with entities like Plié for the Arts and Ailey II, further affirms for us that we are on the right path of making sure that our dancers are recognized in a different space, not just an entertainment slip-in and just by the way a part of broader entertainment. But what it also does for the association is it raises our profile as well, because unfortunately, we have been trying to be recognized a little bit more in Trinidad and Tobago. Some people are still learning, and we are now about to enter our 45th year of existence. So something like this is both something that bolsters us as an executive and makes us feel as though we're bringing something valuable to our membership, but it also lets them know that we are here, and this is just one of many things that we're planning entering our 45th year, and we definitely want Ailey II, Marisa, and anybody else that wants to partner with us to come to us and let us introduce them to the country and our membership.
And it's so beautiful when you hear that, because we're also feeling that pride of Trinidad and Tobago, which is so important. Now, Wendy, you have carried our flag internationally, and we have to say thank you on behalf of everybody for that as well. But what excites you the most about Trinidad and Tobago being a part of this tour?
I think Marisa said it very well a few minutes ago, and that is the opportunity for not only our local audiences to see Ailey at home. I've been a huge fan of Alvin Ailey for many, many years, but the opportunity for Alvin Ailey to intimately experience the talent that resides on our shores as well. It's a great event in dance, and dance being center stage. We, as Alette just said, tend to use dance largely. There are productions here. The dance company that I was a part of as a child still puts on productions annually. But the global, the national enthusiasm around dance, in the same way we have around our music, soca or steel pan, does not exist largely. Dance is always the supporting cast to the other main, I would say, areas of the arts in Trinidad and Tobago, which is so very different from Jamaica, from Cuba, Venezuela, a few miles away, etc. Plié is centering dance. It's elevating it in the most spectacular way. I'm a girly girl. We love the opportunity to get dressed up and be cute and enjoy a phenomenal production. And as Marisa said, this is one we hope of many. Marisa does this every year. She's been doing it since 2016 in Jamaica quite successfully. Misty Copeland has performed in Jamaica. Ailey's performing this year. She knocks it out of the park. I mean, this is like no joke.
Indeed.
And the opportunity to see, but as I said before, when I lived in New York, every year for those 5 years, I used to go to see Ailey every single year, and the opportunity to see them here at when those shows sell out early o'clock. You know, they usually show up just before the Christmas holidays, normally in mid-November, is when they launch their season. And you have to get your tickets like now. Right? Otherwise, hard luck. Try again next year. So the opportunity to see that this quality production and one of their best, their most loved and revered performances, you know, the particular dance that they will be doing here in Trinidad is by a mile the most popular in their repertoire. They have plenty, but this one, trust me, our people are going to want to see it. So that really excites me because I love dance. You know, I mean, you could see that on the streets Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
Now, ladies, we just have shy of a minute left, but there are two things we have to touch on very quickly. So, Marisa, to you, I know there's also going to be a masterclass. Can you share with us very quickly what we will experience?
So the masterclass will be conducted by the Artistic Director, Francesca Harper. And I think a lot of the company dancers have to register through the NDA. Some have sent emails to Plié for the Arts. And I think we have a packed house. I see some people are still sending emails, but I think we have a full house. It will be at the University of the West Indies. But what will happen after, they will get a chance to speak to Francesca, ask her questions about, you know, developing a dance, you know, working on your technique, if you want to become a professional dancer, you know, those kinds of things. Kind of like what we call in Jamaica a dance talk that we have every year. And before, I just want to say thank you to Alette, thanks to Wendy, Julie Harris from Lonsdale, Arlene Holman, and all the sponsors who have been on board and, you know, making this a success. It's the first one, as I said, it's the first of many. So get your tickets August 26th, 4 and 8 p.m.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody, make sure you check out the National Dance Association for Trinidad and Tobago to get your tickets. 4 and 8 p.m. matinee and gala happening right here in Trinidad and Tobago at Queen's Hall. We'll be back right after this break.